Hello, this is News Plus on Viewer Television. My name is Patient City. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency NIMET has predicted sunshine and haziness from Sunday to Tuesday across the country. NIMET's weather outlook release on Sunday in Abuja predicted sunny skies in a hazy atmosphere over the northern region during the forecast period. According to it, sunny skies in a hazy atmosphere are also expected over the north-central region during the forecast period. In anticipated cloudy skies with spells of sunshine over the inland state of the south. NIMET predicted cloudy skies over the coastal cities with prospect of thunderstorm over parts of Edo, Ondo, Imo, Ebonyi, Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River states during the afternoon and evening hours. The agency envisaged dust haze over the northern region on Monday. Also, in a major development in the long-running legal battle between the Process of Industrial Development Limited (PNID) and the Nigerian government, a UK court has awarded Nigeria £20 million in damages and compensation in the long-running 11 billion PNID case. This ruling follows Nigeria's historic victory in October 2023, which saw the court squash the fraudulent $11 billion arbitration award in favor of PNID. PNID had filed for fresh arbitration for the revive their claims against Nigeria for alleged breach of the 2010 gas supply agreement. However, the High Court in London ruled that the arbitration could not proceed as long as the 2023 judgment remained in place. Recall that on October 23, 2023, Justice of the Commercial Court of England and Wales, Robin Knowles, had halted the award enforcement by upholding Nigeria's prayer that it was obtained by fraud and in violation of Section 68 of the English Arbitration Act 1996. The executive director of the FlexiServe, Amina Abubakar, has called on the federal government and the National Assembly to increase the budgetary allocation to the education sector and implementation its policy of free basic education for all. She made the call after embarking on a work tag Walk for Education 3.0 to draw the attention of the critical stakeholders to the need to improve education in the country. According to her, despite the United Nations goal for education, Nigeria remains one of the countries with the highest number of out-of-school children in the world. Adding that Nigeria still have more than 10 million children out there who can afford education. She further stated that the target of the organization was to ensure that at least 600 children get back to school. Amina called for support from the government and other relevant stakeholders to achieve their objective. And on technological advancement, the lawmaker representing Delta North Senatorial District, Senator Ned Nwoko PDP Delta, has conversed for Nigerian offices for the various social media platforms used in the country. Nwoko made the call in an interview with the newsman, saying the call was premeditated for various reasons, including revenue regeneration, ease of doing business, ease of complaints and litigation, employment opportunities, among others. The senator said the presence of major social media platforms in the country was essential for fostering economic growth, job creation, efficient dispute resolution, and revenue generation for the nation. According to him, Nigeria is Africa's most populous nation, with more than 200 million people actively engages with popular social media platform. He said there were success stories of the other multinational corporations such as the MTN Group, Shell, Chevron, Nestle, Total, P&G, and others, which have established as aspirational operation in Nigeria, contributing significantly to the nation's economic growth and technological advancement. Also, Tinubu has stated that his administration will address some of the obnoxious regulatory frameworks hindering tertiary education in the country. Tinubu emphasized that his administration will invest in education and research to ensure that Nigerian graduates remain competitive globally. He acknowledged that the root causes of strike in universities will be scrutinized. The president made these remarks at the 47th convocation of the Obafemi Awolowo University Ile-Ife, Osun State, represented by the Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Sununu. Tinubu expressed the administration's commitment to education, assuring that nothing will thwart the aspiration of Nigerian students for quality education. President Tinubu pledged a holistic approach to strengthening the education system with increased investment at all levels to make Nigeria more globally competitive. He acknowledged the nation's challenges, urging prayers and support for the government's nation's building efforts. Governor Diko Rather of Katsina State has joined a combined team of security operatives to foil an attack on the Zaka community in Savannah local government area of the state, an official said. According to a statement by the governor's chief press secretary, Kaula Mohammed, the team also rescued a 33-year-old man abducted by bandits during the encounter. Mohammed said Governor Rather was in Savannah to inaugurate an empowerment program sponsored by the Deputy Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Abdul Jalal Runka, when the operative received distress call that terrorists planned to attack Zaka village. He revealed that after receiving the intelligence report, the governor immediately called off the program. They engaged the terrorists at Zaka forest before their criminal advance to the hills. After repelling the attack, the governor directed that the rescue victim, who was shot in the leg by the terrorists, be taken to the hospital for urgent treatment. We'll be going on a break on News Plus. Do stay with us after the break.
Estão ouvindo esse som, pulsando seco no ar, merece nossa atenção. Preparem bem os sensores para poder captar. Parem usinas motores.
Are you ready to unleash your creativity and step into the world of multimedia magic? Introducing the all-new Viewer Multimedia Academy, where your passion for television and cinematography and filmmaking comes to life. At Viewer Multimedia Academy, we don't just teach, we empower. Our experienced instructors will guide you through every aspect of the multimedia process, from TV news production, TV presentation, camera operation, video editing, sound design and audio engineering, script development, AI multimedia, voiceovers, and even music production. You ever wondered how the pros captured those breathtaking shots? You'll unravel the secrets of the lenses with our comprehensive camera training courses. Don't worry, if you're new to computers or editing softwares, our computer basics classes will ensure you're confident in using the latest technology for your creative pursuits. Great visuals are only half the story. At Viewer Multimedia Academy, you'll dive into the world of sound design and audio engineering to create immersive experiences, unlock your potential, master the art of storytelling, and ignite your passion for multimedia at the Viewer Multimedia Academy. Enroll today and turn your dreams into reality.
Welcome back from the break. If you're just joining us, this is News Plus on Viewer Television. And now on Kaduna bombing. A delegation of senators led by the Deputy President of the Senate Barrow Jibril has arrived in Kaduna State to express condolences to the victims affected by the aero bombing incident in Tudunbiri, Kaduna. Their visit commenced at Sir Kashim Ibrahim House, the state administrative seat, where they were welcomed by Governor Ubasani as they paid their respect and showed support to the affected individuals at the community. The senators expressed their sympathy and condolence with Governor Sani over the tragic incident, stating that they shared concern and distress regarding the solution. They highlighted the Senate's ongoing communication with President Bola Tinubu to thoroughly investigate and uncover the circumstances of the incident, ensuring that every aspect is thoroughly examined. Furthermore, Jibril announced that the donation of the senator's salary for 1 month totaling 109 million naira to be utilized for immediate relief for the affected victims. Also, the North Elders for Restoration and Development has described as malicious and insensitive insinuations that the military leadership was complicit in the recent unfortunate incident in Tudunbiri, Kaduna State. This is contained in a statement by the President of the NERD, Buba Tanko, and the Secretary Ibrahim Bello in Abuja. Recall that a Nigerian army drone had on December 3rd mistakenly killed and injured many people at Tudunbiri in the Igabi local government area of Kaduna State. Following the incident, some individuals and groups came up with insinuations that the incident had an ethno-religious undertone. In their contribution, the Northeast Elders Group said it was unfortunate that ethno-religious sentiments were being used to blackmail the military, that they had continued to make sacrifice for the peace and stability of the country. They urged residents of the region to continue to support the military in the effort to achieve total peace in the Northeast and the country as a whole. Also, the Catholic Archbishop of Kaduna Diocese, Archbishop Matthew Ndagoso, has described the Nigerian army bombing in Tudunbiri as accidental, even though it was has been led by many people into distress and loss of loved ones and dependents. Archbishop Matthew Ndagoso said this during a condolence visit to the Barrow Diko Teaching Hospital to sympathize with the victims.
It is accident, and accidents are accident. That's why they are called accident. You don't plan for them, and so it's unfortunate. All that this calls for is that the military, they are professionals, and therefore they will have to do more in terms of intelligence gathering, and you collect, you sift, and ensure. In Catholic moral teaching, in moral theology, they say, "In doubt, don't act." In doubt, you do not act. So if you are not sure, pretty sure, 100% sure, do not act. And therefore, I think that is a principle that I'm sure the military, they have it. In doubt, do not act.
Also speaking, the director of the administration, Ilyas Yusuf, who received the gifts, items, and cash token of 200,000 from the Archbishop, team commended the church for identifying with the victims and promised to judiciously utilize the donations. He further disclosed that the government has promised to take full responsibility in caring for the victims.
On behalf of the Chief Medical Director, I appreciate it, and thank you very much for this show of concern. So thank you very much.
Yes.
We pray that this will never happen again.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you very much. Yeah. State government has taken over all their needs, including nutritional needs, psychosocial needs, educational needs, protection, as well as clothing. Yes.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, said that its operative had intercepted 12 consignments of cocaine belonging to members of a drug law trafficking organization at the Akanu Ibiam International Airport, Enugu. The agency disclosed this in a statement signed by its spokesperson Femi Babafemi on Sunday. According to the NDLEA, a businessman, Augustine Justin Emeka, who claims he deals in copper wire, was arrested at the airport upon his arrival from Douala, Cameroon via Addis Ababa, Ethiopia on Ethiopian Airlines, where with the 12 consignment consisting of 797 pallets of cocaine weighing 17.6 kilograms. The agency noted that during a preliminary interview, the suspect admitted the cocaine consignments were for delivery to 12 different persons in the country. The air component of Operation Will Punch has eliminated dreaded terrorists and kidnapping kingpin Yellow Jamborees and scores of other terrorists in airstrike in Shiroro local government area of Niger. The Nigerian Air Force made this known in a statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commando Edward Gapquet in Abuja. Gapquet said the terrorists met there and end while attempting to cross the Jukudna River in Galadima, Kogo district, heading towards Wurifki, axis of Chikun local government area. He revealed that Yellow Jamborees and his cohorts were trailed from Zamfara into Niger, riding 13 motorcycles along the Kaduna-Niger state, precisely heading towards Kususu in Shiroro before the strike. The NAV spokesperson said the terrorists had been responsible for several kidnappings and killings along the Abuja-Kaduna road and in several communities in Kaduna, Niger, Katsina, and Zamfara state. Also, Bauchi State Ministry of Justice, in collaboration with the United Nations Population Fund, has organized a 2-day training for prosecutors and investigative police officers, IPOs, from different police divisions across the 20 local governments within the state as it pertains to gender-based violence offenders. Gender Desk Officer of the State Ministry of Justice, Mrs. Maimuna Ibrahim, disclosed that the IPOs, being the first point of contact with regards to the law in handling GBV cases, need to get it right hands. They need to train them effectively so they are abreast with the provisions of the law in the administration of criminal justice system. Our Bauchi State correspondent Al Hassan has more on this story.
Addressing issues bordering on gender-based violence, especially as it relates to the law, requires a thorough investigation from the side of both the perpetrators and the victims. However, in many instances, Cases related to GBV are often not given the necessary treatment as a result of inadequate ingredients needed to aid in securing the conviction of an offender.
As a prosecutor, we always have problems. When a case is investigated and then some ingredients are left out, we are left with no option other than to see the accused person walk away, even when we are within ourselves convinced that he really has committed that offense. And then at the end of the day, you will hear them saying, I mean people outside, or they answer, lauyan gwamnati kenan kuɗi ya karɓa, ko kuma 'yan sanda ai sayar da kes ɗin suka yi.
Worried by this, the Bauchi State Ministry of Justice, in collaboration with the United Nations Population Fund UNFPA, have seen the need for training IPOs and prosecutors on investigation and prosecution of gender-based violence offenders.
This is a program that is aimed at training you people, giving you the key areas you should always consider in investigating cases that would be discussed involving gender violence and prosecuting those kind of cases.
There is no way anybody could get it right if the IPO didn't get it right. They need to know and understand the concept of the law, why these laws are created. And aside from that, what is required from them or is required in their investigation, in their line of investigation for successful implementation of that law.
Among the UNFPA transformative agenda is a need to ensure there is zero gender-based violence, as well as the need to partner with the State Ministry of Justice, which comes in handy.
Our partnership with the Ministry of Justice is part of the strategy to ensure no one is left behind in the intervention. So we expect that at the end of this 2 days training, that our capacity will be built to provide quality, accessible and affordable services to survivors of gender-based violence in the respective communities where we reside.
It's really an engaging session because the participants really engage with the facilitators. That's an indication that they are on the same page with their facilitators.
About 40 IPOs and prosecutors drawn from different police divisions across the 20 local government areas in Bauchi State are part of this training. Awal Hassan, Viewer TV News, Bauchi.
And in Borno State, Governor Babangana Zulum has reiterated his administration's commitment to remodel and reclaim the state to its position as regional hub for development in the Northeast. The governor stated this through the Commissioner of the Information, Professor Usman Tar, during a town hall meeting on social reorientation for peace, security, and development in Maiduguri. He noted that his administration is working assiduously with his 25-year development and 10-year strategic transformation plan to revive the values, morals, and restore the dignity of the state. Governor Zulum called on stakeholders committees youths to promote additional change that will renew the pride in Borno's value and importantly take ownership of the developmental programs and imbibe livelihood strategies as well as contribute to economic development of the state.
80% of society will be engaged in economically productive activities, will live in peace and harmony side by side, will respect each other, will respect our values, will not allow foreign values to come and encroach and contaminate our value systems of pride, of self-sufficiency, of respect, of subservience to constituted authority.
Take 5 minutes, just take 5 minutes to reflect on on your own personal responsibility for building back Borno, on your own personal responsibility on the future of this state, on your own personal responsibility on what you need to do differently in your own lives, because change has to deal with me.
Media is also another very important factor or important agency that we can use to reorient our community. Both the conventional media as well as the social media are factors. Therefore, from the home up to our society, up to the community, up to our peer groups, we need to actually see what we can do with what content our societies, our youth are looking at. Places like China, Japan, and what have you actually see in certain what they need their youth to see is what they will see.
And on the international scene, Egyptians have begun heading to the polls for a presidential election in which Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is poised to win a third term in power as the country grapples with an economic crisis and a war on its border with Gaza. Victory will hand Sisi a 6-year term in which immediate priorities will be taming a near-record inflation, managing a chronic foreign currency shortage, and preventing spillover from the conflict between Israel and Gaza's Hamas rulers. Voting is spread over 3 days from Sunday, with result due to be announced on December 18. As voting began on Sunday morning, small crowds gathered at polling station in Cairo, where pictures of Sisi have proliferated in the weeks leading up to the election. Critics sees the election as a sham after a decade-long cracking down on the dissent. The government's media body has called it a step towards political pluralism. 3 candidates qualified to stand against Sisi in the election, none of them high-profile figures. Tensions have flared between the Philippines and China following a collision between a Philippine boat and a Chinese ship near a dispute reef in the South China Sea. The Philippines alleged that the China engaged in harassment, blocking, and dangerous maneuvers. During the incidents, China Coast Guard, in response, claimed that the Philippines vessel illegally entered waters near a reef without Chinese government approval, Yanggu. A spokesperson for the Chinese Coast Guard called on the Philippines to hold what is deemed a provocative act, asserting that Beijing will continue law enforcement activities in its waters. Meanwhile, the Philippine Coast Guard accuses China of firing water canoes and ramming resupply vessels, resulting in serious engine damage to one vessel. Jetariela, a spokesperson for the Philippine Coast Guard, refutes China caused regarding disinformation, stating that the ML Kalayan suffered severe engine damage and the UM-1 was rammed by the Chinese Coast Guard vessel. And that's how much we can take on News Plus. My name is Patience Sidim, and thanks for watching. Do stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs.